Welcome to True Tall Tales, a podcast where the bizarre becomes the norm and the extraordinary is just another Tuesday. I'm your host, Sonny Boy, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that life's craziest moments make the best stories. From surviving teenage circumcision to getting attacked by a sausage dog, my life has been a roller coaster of wild adventures. But why keep all the fun to myself? That's why I've embarked on this podcast journey to unearth the most outlandish, jaw-dropping tales from guests far wide. So buckle up and get ready to be captivated by the extraordinary, because who knows, the next tale you hear might just be the highlight of your next social gathering. Welcome to True Tall Tales, where reality is stranger than fiction. Today's guest is a true original, a man whose story reads like a Hollywood blockbuster, but with a twist of British charm and entrepreneurial flair. I first crossed paths with him 15 years ago on the sandy shores of Bondi Beach, where he was busy backpacking his way around the globe. Since then, he's become not only one of the sharpest minds in entrepreneurship, but also one of the funniest characters I've had the pleasure of knowing. Picture this, a man with two different colored eyes, the spitting image of Brooklyn Beckham, and the voice straight out of Peaky Blinders. Yes, potties, he's as unique as it comes. And despite his utter lack of interest in pop culture, he's built a reputation as one of the best in the business. I count myself lucky to have stood by his side as his best man at his wedding, and an honor to be a godfather of one of his children. And today, I'm even luckier to have him here all the way from England, ready to share his true tall tales at the W Hotel in Sydney with these beautiful views behind us. Anyone that is watching on YouTube right now, Georgie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction.
He's so nervous, listeners. Oh, that's okay. Would you like that intro?
Yeah, good intro.
Make sure you talk at the mic for
Yes.
listeners. Yes. So anyway, as you know, the show's about true tall tales. George has got many of them. He's going to be telling two on the show for myself. I don't know what he's talking about, by the way. And for the listeners. And take away, George, with your first one, which I think has got something to do with Spider-Man.
Alrighty, you're going to have to guide me through this because I'm not the best storyteller.
That's okay. Just act as if you're talking to me.
Yes, alright. So, I had a bar in Darlinghurst called Lil Darlin that we opened in
Great bar.
2011. Sonny worked there.
Yeah.
At one of them for a while. Anyway, I think it was 2011, 2012 maybe. And we'd only been open a few months. Anyway, I was on my break, early morning, gone to grab a coffee from my local coffee shop, which was the Bunker. So I'm in my queue, as normal, as I do. I order, same coffee, same routine every morning. And while I'm waiting for my coffee, I'm looking at the walls. There's posters, there's signs, there's memos, and I'm just sort of, biding the time waiting for my order. Mm-hmm. And there's a pin board. And on this pin board, there's like 15 finger puppets, like little cotton finger puppet things.
Like finger puppets that you put on your finger.
One finger. Yes,
and you chat to it. Yeah. So they were like thumbtacked. Were they thumbtacked to the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. I've got the vision now.
They're all thumbtacked to. I've got a photo. Mm-hmm. So pinboard on the wall. Spiderman, Batman. I don't know the other ones.
That's okay.
All the other superheroes. Anyway, I look at this Spiderman puppet, finger puppet, and behind him, tucked in, was a post-it note. And on the post-it note, it says, Spider-Man is behind you. So I read this and I sort of subconsciously turn around, half just planning to get my half at coffee and half because I finished reading the memo. And anyway, as I turn around, Tobey Maguire, who obviously played Spider-Man in, I don't know which Spider-Man it was, 1, 2, 3 years before that, was standing in the queue waiting to order a coffee.
Wait, I didn't know that about the story. I forgot about this story. Is that actually what it was?
Yeah.
Wait, is the Bunker in Bondi or Surrey Hills?
The Bunker's in Surrey Hills, and the
Really?
reason he was in Surrey Hills is him and Leonardo DiCaprio were filming The Great Gatsby.
Right.
Which was filmed in Sydney.
Okay, keep going with the story. I've got questions afterwards because you're spinning me out because I didn't think that's where the story was going to go.
So I just turned around and he was there, and I was like, wow, this is fucking weird. And like, I thought, how can it happen? And I mean, there's no way someone didn't put that before, unless he went there every day as well. But I used to go there every day. Well, not every day I was at Darlinghurst, so maybe 3-4 times a week I would go there. But even so, I mean, I don't get why anyone. Obviously, someone did put it there, but whether it was an ongoing, an inside joke, maybe, or I don't know, maybe he did it. But the fact that I saw it, I read it, I just turn around and he's literally there a meter from me. Yeah, was mad. So I took a photo of the clipboard, the pinboard. Then I tried to get a photo of him. How you hold your phone on your ear? How you hold your phone on your ear to try and get a photo?
Oh yeah. I got you. I'd say because you're not. Yeah.
Because you don't want to be.
You don't want to actually ask him for a photo.
Anyway, that came out really blurry, and I actually lost all my photos. Anything before 2015, I lost. But the reason I've still got this clipboard or pinboard one is because I just knew this was such a far-stretched story. I think I emailed it to myself. Well, I did email it to myself because that's how I found it to show you. So yeah, and it was just really coincidental, if that's the word.
That's I don't know. I've got many things about this. If that was me, I would have turned around and said, "Hey, I know you're Tobey Maguire." And everyone, I just would have said, "Hey, Toby, how you going? My name's George." And I would have said to you, "Can I look?" Usually, I wouldn't say this to people, take a photo, but I've walked in here. My name's George. I get a coffee every day. You're like Rain Man. I get a coffee every day. I get the same order. Go there at the same time. And there's puppets on the wall. And there's one of Spider-Man. And behind the Spider-Man one, there's a little posted note saying Spider-Man's behind you. And I read that. And then I turned around and you were there.
Do you
not think that's weird? The picture will come up on the YouTube. Yeah. It's called editing.
I could show you so you can visualize it.
Anyone that's watching it on YouTube right now, the picture will be coming up of George taking the photo of Spider-Man. Press this link here. Subscribe. Anyway, that is crazy. What I think happened is that someone that was getting a coffee before you realized Tobey Maguire was in there waiting for like a burger that he ordered or something like that.
No.
And they've wrote it a post-it note, put it up there.
No,
and then
came in after.
Huh?
He was still only thing if he went there every day and someone had done it the day before.
Right.
Knowing. But then you'd have to be, there's only 5 minutes is in the shop, so for the other 12 hours they're open, it would be irrelevant.
Right.
You know?
So they've gone in there, Tobey Maguire was in there like you saw him. So they've just got a post on it and wrote that, and you just happened to read it as it happened. Do you reckon that's the theory?
Yeah, well, I can only think that then, but still to be there at the time where he was there. And I mean, I'll turn around and he was not like the back of the queue, the front, he was there. Boom, there you are.
Wow. Did you think you
I loved that Spider-Man.
That he was a good Spider-Man. Did you think you were on the like a reality show where they hide the cameras and stuff? Because that's pretty bizarre.
No, that time I can't. I just was very confused.
Yeah, I think people who love Spider-Man, that is a Spider-Man wet dream. That would be a Spider-Man wet dream. Like imagine being like a Batman fan or Spider-Man fan, and then you turn around and Batman's behind you. Like no matter what Batman, you know how it's always played by a different person. Like that would be amazing. That's a cool story. I'm going to send this episode to Tobey Maguire. I will send this episode to Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire, if you're listening to this, leave me a comment. Share it around. Anyone that listens to this episode, please share it to Tobey Maguire. I'm not sure if he has Instagram or anything. We'll see how it goes. But great true tall tale, George. Glad to be one of the first ones on the show because that is a crazy story.
Thank you.
And very part of your personality. But I want more. Give me another story.
Yeah,
give us another one.
So this one, I had to dig.
I feel like you're comfortable now.
No, I got. So this one was when I was in Vietnam.
Vietnam, is that how you say it? It's Vietnam, isn't it?
No, Vietnam.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
2008, before I came to Australia. So I don't know the exact location. I haven't really thought of this for like 10 years. So I'm on an overnight sleeper bus from, let's say, Nha Trang to Hoi An. I don't know where, to and from where. Anyway, overnight sleeper bus. You're on a coach and they have beds. So you got like, I don't know, 24 beds, like thin beds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on the train?
Yeah, like coach.
Oh, okay.
Sleeper
like a Greyhound,
yep. Yeah, like Greyhound, their beds. You got like 3 bunks. Anyway, I'm on there and I'm with 2 friends I met, Gareth and Tim, who can vouch for the story as well.
I was going to say, they sound made up.
Yeah.
Gareth and
Gareth
Tim.
And Tim. Tim Dougal.
Oh, don't put out their last name on the podcast. It's privacy.
They won't mind. They like this. So Anyway, we're traveling, and let's say we're 5-6 hours in. It's middle of the night, and we woken up by the bus like veering off the road. Now the roads there anyway, they're not the smoothest roads, but we veered off onto like the gravel. So imagine you're sleeping and like you wake up, and we were at the very back. So we like, wake up, look out the back, and there's these like buggies, like Jeep Wrangler buggies. They probably weren't Jeep Wrangler, the equivalent of a Vietnam Jeep Wrangler, with army men on them, with like guns strapped to them.
Wait, outside the bus. Wait, was the bus
following
going,
the bus?
No. So the bus is still in pursuit.
Now it's slowing down on the gravel.
Oh,
so what's
shit.
happened when we're asleep? Obviously, the army have approached this bus. Well, not like I think they were police, but they look fucking serious. Army/police have approached this bus because they've been tipped off of what happened, which I'll tell you.
Got you. Yeah.
So obviously the busman's driving. Police, they're coming up. There's like 2 down the side, 2 behind. They've got big flashlights on. They've got army men standing in them with, how you'd have, don't know.
And it's Vietnam, so it's even scarier.
You're in
it's
Vietnam.
a foreign language.
So we look behind us, and there's like a window because we're at the very back, and we see this, and we're like, what the? Anyway, then like these 3 guys below us, maybe say 2 beds forward, but below us, start really, really, really panicking. And they slide the windows open, so they've got like slidey windows.
Yeah.
And they start throwing these packages out, and the packages weren't big. They were like half a brick, let's say. And there was maybe, I don't know how many of them, a few. And then the coach gets raided by the police. At this point, the coach has stopped. The police have obviously approached the coach. The bus drivers opened the door, and they've ran on, grabbed these 2 or 3 guys, which they've obviously been tipped off about, took them off. We've all just sat there thinking, what the hell's happening? Remember, this is pitch black, middle of Vietnam. There's no street lights. There's dusty roads, nothing. And we're like, whoa, don't want to say anything. I think the police were like shouting, but not loud, but like Italian people shout or talk, and it sounds aggressive.
Yeah, but in Vietnamese.
Yeah. Anyway, then we told to get off the coach. So we all get off the coach.
But as this is happening, are you asking everyone what's going on?
No, because we're like,
okay.
There's maybe like 50% locals, 20% backpackers, and 30%, I don't know. And I'm just with Gareth and Tim, and there was another guy actually, Mikey. But you're scared. You're not going, oh, hey mate, what's happening down there?
Yeah.
You're just sort of watching it, and it all happened. Remember, this happened over only a 30-second period.
Okay.
So the coach has come off the road, onto the gravel, bumpy, stopped. Packages being thrown out the window while we're slowing down, I guess, to get rid of these packages.
Was it cocaine?
Then we all get off the bus.
Yeah.
The fucking bus drives off.
The bus drives off?
Bus drives off. So there's like,
but wait, did everyone else get off the bus?
Everyone's off the bus.
Shit.
We're all stood there. The bus drives off with our bags. They put the bags under the bus.
Yes.
Bus is gone.
But so you don't have your bag?
Nothing.
Fuck, I didn't know this story.
Then we're waiting, and I don't remember being too scared at the time. I think I was probably just naive.
How old were you? Like 19?
18.
Yeah, right.
So I came to Australia.
Baby George. Yeah, that's scary.
Anyway, we're talking. Then one of the locals, we over here saying there's another bus coming to get us in half an hour, which you struggle to believe when all this is happening. Remember, this is all fast-paced, mad. Anyway, another bus ends up coming. The next day, front page of the paper, drug bust on a coach. And it was a coach I was on.
Yeah, right.
So that would went from an overnight sleeper bus journey to turning into this sort of crazy situation where obviously we all ended up being fine. And I had the front page of the paper in my diary.
Yeah.
But if you remember, when I moved house from Bondi Road, I lost all my diaries.
Oh, right.
Remember I put everything in that leather bag?
No, I don't remember.
Well, I put everything important into a big leather bag so I wouldn't lose it.
Yeah.
And I lost it.
Oh,
so
shit.
I lost everything.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it was.
Did you cry?
No, it was annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah, it's more like sentimental, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, do you think it was someone who was on the bus, or it's like professional people putting it on a bus with tourists and the bus just takes it?
No, I think
locals
smuggling drugs the police had been tipped off by the bus driver or something, or maybe the bus driver was in on it. So they've obviously followed the bus, approached the bus in the middle of the countryside, where I guess they know they've got nowhere to run. Stopped the bus. Packages have been thrown out the window because I guess if you're not caught with it, it's harder to be prosecuted as opposed to if it's in your bag.
So who was chucking out the window? People on the bus?
No, the people who they dragged off the bus.
Oh, right.
So they've obviously got it in a rucksack, and then
were they Asian? Or...
Yeah, they were local.
Asian. Okay,
they were local.
Yeah.
They were local. So I think they've just been tipped off. It was drugs, because then the next day on the front paper it was like the headline of what happened.
What is the law in Vietnam for drugs? Is it like Singapore night where it's
I think like death,
death and stuff like that? It is the same there as well. See, that's mental.
Yeah.
That's mental. I don't even know I've even I've been to Asian countries, seen anyone do drugs.
No, it's a big deal. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and just a scary, confusing. I mean, if it happened now, I think I'd be a lot more scared. But I remember not being too.
You're lucky because they could have had a shootout and then take the
or
hostages,
planted it or anything,
and put it ransom or put it in your in your bag and stuff like that. And you think like Michelle Corby and stuff
exactly.
Corby,
So
Gosh.
that all was like.
Are you that person that when they go to the airport, have you seen how people put their suitcase on that thing and it's a big machine that glad wraps their whole bag?
No.
I don't do that either.
No.
What's the purpose of that? Because I don't want people, because if custom wants to go through your bag, they'll go through your bag. So
no, I think you've got a cheap suitcase in your zip star, Joe. And when they throw them onto the carousel, and it popping open.
So that's why people do the glad wrap thing, right?
Yeah, because I've got a dodgy zip in my bag and I considered wrapping it.
Really? Wow. Well, that's crazy.
So
You're lucky.
they're my two stories. And
thinking of a crazy tall tale at the top of my head, I like the story where you went to China and you went to travel somewhere and you caught a train thinking it was going to be
just 12 hours.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be 12 hours, the train, which is a long time on a train, but it ended up being how long?
It was like 48 to 52 hours, 2.5 days on the train.
Could you imagine? You booked it for 12, but it ended up being 58 hours.
I remember getting off No, it's worse because I didn't know until the 12 hours were up and I went to get off in the morning. And the problem with China is you can't read any of the signs because it's a different alphabet.
Yeah.
As opposed to you go to France and you can, like Soleil or something.
My favorite bit about that when you're stuck on the train for 58 hours is that, like you said, you're laying in like a carriage where it had, 3 bunk beds on one side? 3 bunks on one side, 3 on the other? Was it 6 bunk beds all together?
And they're smoking in there.
Smoking cigarettes.
Smoking
Those
cigarettes.
old Chinese men.
Yeah, and they had these nuts.
That's right.
And they put the nuts in the mouth, unpeel it in the mouth.
And then they're spitting on the ground.
It out into a bag, and they'd have a spit bucket, and then another bag just that they were spitting nuts into for hours. And when I went to get off the bus, the train, I asked the woman, and she was like, no, today. And I was like, no, this is it. No, today.
2 days.
And it was like,
days.
say, 2 days, 12 hours, not 12 hours. So I had no food. I remember they've got a little food shop. Like you walk to the end of the train and that gave me this tin of, it was fucking fish heads and fish tails.
For 58
with bones
hours.
in like this black bean sauce. And I was playing cards with this couple. And I remember he was like 20 and she was about 50. And I thought they were mother and son for about 3-4 hours. We were playing cards and then they started kissing. And what? Anyway,
they started kissing?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
wait, what? Were they Chinese?
No, they were like English.
English. Wait, she was how old? 50 and
she must be about 50 and he was 20. And I assumed they were mother and son. And then after like 2 hours.
Playing cards, they started pashing?
Yeah. And I was like, oh! And
maybe they were mother and son.
No, I don't think so.
No. Did you ever ask them? Like, when did you guys get together? Is it your honeymoon?
No,
no, I would have. Was she good looking or was he good looking?
No, I think she had long grey hair. No, they looked just like a normal mother and son.
Was she rich?
They obviously weren't.
Do you think?
No, because this train was like...
Okay, was she really big and portly and he was really skinny? You know, there's American couples that do that. Oh, no. I'm trying to picture it.
No, they look like proper, big grimy... beads on their arms.
Okay.
No, like hippie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They probably wash their body with goat. So
yeah, goat. Yeah, that one.
That's so funny.
And that was horrible because it's mentally, isn't it? If you knew it was going to be 2 days, then I'd prepare for 2 days.
Yeah, when you pack some stuff and when you're eating fish heads with bones.
And I don't like plans changing.
Oh, yeah.
So
Rain Man.
It was, and I remember I used to strap my bag to my ankle because there were stories that they'd gas these train cabins with gas, so you'd pass out and then they'd rob your passports. So that was a common thing.
But what does the chain do to your leg?
No, I'd put my bag and like wrap the strap round, thinking that if anyone wants to take my bag, it would wake me up.
Oh, right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like sleep with like my arm or my leg through the thing.
Yeah. Anyone that's watching this on YouTube, he was actually on the top bunk like this. I remember him told me the story years ago with his arms crossed like this.
It was horrible.
Just trying to sleep with the 4 other Chinese men for 58 hours. You remember going and spitting on the ground while you're up there with fish heads, just like this 18-year-old like white English boy, just so scared. Like I can just imagine you look when I met you when you were 18. When you were 18, you looked like 11. Yeah, that's the thing. You didn't look 18. You looked 11. You were very young.
Vulnerable.
Huh?
I was very vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yeah. Oh no, but like, oh, that's scary. Like everyone's traveled. It is scary. Like I've been robbed. Have you been robbed?
I've been scammed. Everything in China. The first month in China was just fucking hell.
But the Paralympics were amazing, which was
Paralympics
really cool.
was good.
That was the first Olympics you ever went to, right?
Yeah. First and only.
My first Olympics was Sydney 2000 Olympics, and coming up though, you're going to Paris this year. That's pretty exciting.
Hopefully.
Watch out, though.
I'll be in France.
Bug infestation apparently.
Yeah, maybe.
Bed bugs infestation.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. No, that was last year. That was last year.
Yeah, how does that even happen? That's disgusting.
No breeding.
You know, I've been to France twice, but I've never been to Paris.
No.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. Is it good? I heard it's dangerous.
No. Lots of walking. I remember. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not into like the Louvre and stuff.
The
Louvre.
What's that?
The Louvre.
Oh, like love.
No, the fucking the most popular thing there.
Oh, like
the Louvre.
Is that what it's called? Oh, is that where they put the padlocks on the gate?
No, that's another thing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like I think I'll appreciate it more in 10 years.
Yeah. Anyway, Georgie, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your true tall tales. They're amazing. I can't wait to send it to Tobey Maguire. You sure it's Tobey Maguire? Because you get actors 100%.
Wrong. No, because I know this one. Because he was my favourite Spiderman. I remember having the DVD.
Just in conclusion, George gets Whitney Houston and Kate Winslet mixed up. And before I end this show, and I'll tell you why.
No, not Kate Winslet.
Yeah, it was. It was Kate Winslet.
Celine Dion and Whitney Houston.
That's right.
I know Kate Winslet.
You get the Titanic. He gets Celine Dion and Kate Winslet mixed up. He thought they were the same person because Celine Dion has a big voice and Whitney Houston has a big voice.
Yes,
and that was the only reasons for it. Like that's why he got them mixed up.
No, I thought Celine Dion was also. I don't.
He just, like I said in my intro, he doesn't know pop culture, which is fine. But that's what I'm saying. You sure it's Tobey Maguire? Like maybe it was the other Spider-Man guy.
No, definitely. No, because he wasn't. Andrew Garland. I know him too.
Oh yeah, he was good Spider-Man too, actually.
Yeah, well, they were all three in the last one.
Oh, they were too. Yeah. For anyone that hasn't seen it. Anyway, guys, if anyone out there wants to be on the show and you want to share your true tall tale, please write in to truetalltalepodcast@gmail.com or reach out to any of the socials of TikTok and Instagram, and I'll get you on the show with your true tall tale. George, please come back on the show again because your stories have been one of the most interesting stories since of people that I've interviewed. They've all been great and different, but yours is just always a little bit left to center. And they're great. And I actually think you're a really good storyteller.
Oh, I'm not.
It is. Does that cafe still exist? Bunker?
I don't. We sold Love Darling. I don't ever go back there. I don't know.
Well, if anyone knows Surrey Hills, it's called Bunker. Look it up. It's a cafe. Maybe they have the finger puppets there, and they have someone different now, and maybe it's like some magic universal time capsule place. Who knows? My name's Sonny Boy. His name is Georgie. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you, W Hotel. We love you. We'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. Peace out.
Thank you, Sonny. Oh, thanks, sir.